Okay, calculus. We're looking at 522. That's Monday's lesson. You probably won't see that till later after the test. And I think my pencil died, so let me grab another one. 522. And we're going to do the change of variable lesson that I could have introduced earlier, but it just never seemed to be the right moment, so I'll grab now. So nothing too shocking, but just a little helpful hint that will help you speed up your work along your calculus way. So let's look at an old friend, and we're just going to solve it by You Substitution, so nothing shocking there. U I'm going to declare to be x squared plus 1, and the du would be 2x dx. Alright, let's substitute everything in for u, and I'm going to put, instead of x squared plus 1, I'm going to put u to the third, and 2x dx is du. So once everything has been converted over to u, I note that I did not put in 0 to 2. And that's because 0 to 2 no longer apply when I do u. So what happens then is what we used to do. We would integrate that, u to the fourth over 4, and then we would put our u's, our x's back in for our u's, and I'd get x squared plus 1 raised to the fourth over 4. And now I can evaluate that from 0 to 2. So when I put a 2 in here, I get 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5 to the fourth over 4. And now I put in the 0. And I get 1 to the fourth is 1 over 4. So when I worked that all out, I got 156. But what I want to show you is a way to go from here, from this step right here, and change the variable and not go back to the x step. So we're going to skip all this. Alright, so let's go see how to do that. When you take the integral, once again, you'll get u to the fourth over 4, but you're going to substitute the numbers in right now, and it cannot be these numbers, 0 to 2. These are for x land, and we're in u land. So this here, this box, has the secrets of what the new variables are, and it's right in this step right here. So when x equals 0, what does u equal? We just put a 0 in for x, and you see u equals 0 squared plus 1. U equals 1. So my lower variable of integration is going to be 1. It was 0 for x, but for u's it is 1. When we're using u, it is 1. Now, how do we get the upper limit of integration? Well, if it's for x, it was 2, so when x equals 2, once again we look at this statement, we get 2 squared plus 1, which is 5. So now we're going to go ahead right now and finish that. So we're going to get 5 to the fourth over 4 minus 1/4. And you see that's exactly what we got down there, and it still gives me 156. And in some problems that becomes a bigger shortcut than others. Not the greatest shortcut, but a little one in that problem. Let me show you one more. You probably can reason this one through. So x sine of pi x squared dx. And that's from 0 to 1. And I'm going to do a similar thing here. So first of all, I'm going to say u equals pi x squared du equals 2 pi dx, 2 pi x dx. And I'll make my substitutions. X dx, I need a 2 there, so I'm going to put it 2 in my problem, forcing a 1/2 out here. And now I do have a complete substitution ability. 2x and 2x dx. So I have 2x dx. 2x dx. What about the pi? Alright, let's see. 2 pi x dx. So that pi is in the argument of sine. So it looks like I need another pi. So if I put a pi in here, now I have to put a pi, 1 over pi out there. So now I have a 2 pi x dx, 2 pi x dx. Finally, I can call that du, and then I have sine of u, kind of written in a messed up way. So let me grab my 1 over 2 pi, 1 over 2 pi, and I have the integral of sine u du. Alright, I know the integral of that. Integral of sine, oops, I'm going to take the integral. The integral of sine is negative cosine. And I'm going to change the variable now. Instead of going back and substituting for u equals pi x squared and du equals this expression, I'm just going to go with this and change my variable. It comes from here and this expression. So the lower end limit of integration was 0. So when x equals 0, what does u equal? You put a 0 there. You also get 0. Alright, so in this case, the lower one was the same. And now the upper limit of integration is x equals 1. So what does u equal? I put a x equals 1, 1 squared times pi, and I get u equals pi. So my upper limit of integration is pi. So let's do that. So I'm going to get 1 over 2 pi, and I'm going to put in negative cosine of pi minus negative cosine of 0. Let's see. Negative cosine of pi is, well, cosine of pi is negative 1. So a negative 1 gives me a 1. Cosine of 0 is 1, minus 1, plus 1 again. So I get 2 over 2 pi equals 1 over pi. Alright, so I noticed the change of variable. I never went back to x land. I stayed in u land, but I had to do this change of variable step so it would come out correctly. Alright, I'll leave a you do for you. So you do this one and bring it with you. Probably you'll be watching this Tuesday evening or soon thereafter. So let's see, here's your you do. Integral from 0 to pi of e to the sine of 5x cosine 5x dx. And so I want you to integrate that using change of variables. Alright, that's it. So carry on and bring that done to the best of your ability, and we'll share our results. You might find them surprising. Alright, over and out.